Have you ever wanted to add a 2D vision system to your robot? Well, there's really like three kinds of vision systems that you can choose from. So there is a down calibration, or what we consider a static camera that looks downward on your part. There's also an upward calibration application that we would do. They're very similar. So the camera is stationary in the downward or stationary in the upward. There's also a carry camera calibration where you would mount a camera on a robot arm. And the last one would be if you wanted to do conveyor tracking, where you're actually taking a picture of a part that's moving on a conveyor and you're wanting to pick up the part while it's moving and transmit that information to the robot. So here at Yamaha, we get asked, when do I use a Yamaha robot vision system versus a third-party camera? And my answer to that is it depends on the application that we talked about earlier. And the only application that we always recommend a robot manufacturer's vision system is when you are doing conveyor tracking. And that's because the camera is typically married to the robot controller and there won't be any communication delay. However, if you have a downward stationary camera or an upward stationary camera, you most certainly can always use a third-party camera or a robot manufacturer's camera, only if the camera, the third-party camera, has some sort of calibration function in it. So make sure that you ask that question before picking out your third-party camera. So always ask Cognix, always ask Keyence, Matrox, or many other brands out there, and ask the question, do you have some sort of calibration for a robot that is compatible, that will convert pixels into some sort of a function and transmit a TCP value that you can use to that information to pick the picture or the model that you've taught in a third-party camera. Now, not always do third-party cameras have the calibration for the carry camera. So make sure that if you are bolting a camera onto a robot arm and moving the camera around, make sure you ask the question if the third-party manufacturer has the calibration for that. So that sometimes can be a lot less, a feature that's not available in a third-party camera for that type of a calibration. But most third-party cameras will have the calibration for down and up, maybe not always the arm, and most certainly it will be difficult to do the conveyor calibration in that regard. So I hope that information helps you out today in picking out your vision system.